Coke Zero. Is this a real trouble for your health, like a real danger for your health, or is something useful for us? Well, what to say? Different researches have been done like on this topic, and ultimately there was like a good outcome compared to what they were doing, what they were saying about the danger of taking Coke Zero and artificial sweeteners. So let's discuss in this video. Well, if you follow me, you know that I take a lot of Coke Zero, and this is something that, of course, I care about because it's even about my health. The point is, there are like different researches that shows that this is actually safe. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like so free. But it's safe because we normally don't take that much quantities. Yeah, there are some bad consequences in crazy amounts. In fact, the studies are related to the to the mice, whatever, like to the mouse. That's it. They've been done on mice, and basically what they see is that huge quantitatives of artificial sweeteners like acesulfam K or aspartame, etc. Yeah, they can be dangerous. But the equivalent for the human being is literally crazy. So taking like 1 can a day of Coke Zero is not dangerous at all. And actually even a bit more can be safe, especially if you take for a short amount of time. That's why Coke Zero can be so useful in your weight loss journey. And well, let me show you even how to use in the best way possible in order to reach your goals and keep good attention to your health. Well, if you've been following me, you see that I'm trying to reach like a specific body weight. The point is that whenever you try to lose weight, what happens to your body is that it signals to your brain that food is missing, literally. Like when your fat cells are getting emptier, what happens is that your brain will understand that food is missing and needs to be recovered. So that's why it is totally normal to feel hungry. Who else says the opposite is misleading you, because it's normal. If your body is getting emptier, it's normal that you feel hungry. So we don't need to pretend that we are not hungry. We just need to understand that is a normal part of the process and we need to act accordingly. So using some strategies. What we can do? Well, remember first of all that the signals comes from different part of our body. So, for example, there is the fat cells that when they get emptier, basically there is even the leptin, these kinds of neurotransmitters that sends the first signal to our brain. But it's not the only one. This is the tricky part of the researches about the weight loss. So even if you stop one signals, it means that one signals is not working, but there are other signals around the body that works even stronger. So it doesn't matter if you try to suppress one simple signal because the others will be active even more. So for example, one good strategy is to eat more, like more volume. And this is correct because there is another signal inside our stomach cells from the ghrelin that basically signals when our stomach is full or empty. And this is another way for our brain to understand that we need more food or less food. That's why it's so important. And well, even the energy level, yeah, before to go in the Coke Zero, even the energy level, when you feel like low energy, imagine when you come back from work or from, I don't know, uni, etc., and you feel so tired. What is your first thought quite often? To go to eat. And this is normal because when we lack energy, our body receives that, translate this like a signal like I need more food, I need more energy. This is the point. So when we start to understand all the different signals that our body is sending to us, we can actually act in a better way. Now, talking about this, why is this so useful for our weight loss journey? Well, first of all, is sweet. Yeah, artificial sweeteners, etc. is sweet, and in a certain way, it tricks our body that we're taking some food, because when you take some food, your insulin will rise, etc. So this is a kind of mimetic for our brain in order to say that we're having some food in that moment, even if it's not true, because it is 0 calories basically. But this is the first signal that we trick. Second, well, is carbonate. Like this will make you fuller, especially if you take like within a meal, you take the meal plus the gas, like the carbonate amount will make you fuller. Yes, on the long term your stomach will get larger, etc. But like I said, is a short-term solution that we need then to reverse. But I will talk about this at the end of the video. Let's focus on the weight loss part first. So, first of all, sweet signal. Second, the ghrelin in the stomach that says that we are full. Like you take, I don't know, a good amount of veggies and you have more volume. You take a bit of Coke Zero and you refill even more your stomach. So your body will react in a better way. Like, okay, this guy is eating, so he's giving me something. And this is the second signal. Third, and this is quite often not considered by so many people, but being an Italian and taking lots of coffee, well, I know what does it mean. Third is the caffeine amount. One bottle that is 2 liters, this one, means that is 200 milligrams of caffeine. That is the equivalent of 2 free coffees basically, or if you take Americano, probably 2 Americano, yeah, something like that. The point is that this amount of caffeine of course can be useful in order to keep up with the energy, but remember the rebound effect, because then you will feel the abstinence, like when you don't have that caffeine your body feels weaker. That's why it's important to use this in a strategic way, and then when you stop it, when you overcome that phase, when you reach your weight target basically, then try to reverse everything. So what is the ideal thing? What I supposed to do, even though I don't do that? Well, first of all, yeah, I'm a nutritionist, blah blah blah, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to give you like a useful strategies that you can apply in your daily life, like even by yourself. The ideal state before you start like a weight loss journey will be to, well, not take any Coke Zero, any caffeine amount, not because it's bad, caffeine can be very beneficial, but the point is that later on when you start to empty your fat cells, you will feel tired. This is normal, it's not just hunger. You lack energy, because remember, food is energy, and when we introduce less food compared to how much we spend, well, your body will feel it. So it's not just a matter of hunger. Hunger is the equivalent of a signal for energy. So when you lose weight, you will feel much more less energetic. And well, if you follow like a big competition like strongman, etc., you know why they eat so much, literally so much. That's why it's so important. The point is, okay, you starting the weight loss journey. Let's say you are in ideal condition, 0 caffeine, 0 Coke Zero. And what you do then? At this point, you start to lose weight. And when you lose weight, your receptors are receiving signals that something is wrong, because the energy is going down, hunger is going up, etc. So what we can start to do, introduce more Coke Zero, for example, and at the same time even caffeine. So we have, first of all, like all the tricky, our way to trick our brain with, let's say, the food mimetic. We feel fuller, like the ghrelin, and third, more caffeine, so apparently more energy, even though it's just apparently. And then what else we can do? When we go down with the weight, we will feel more struggle, so we can increase a little bit the quantity. And well, nowadays, even though I don't recommend on the long term, I'm taking 2 liters of Coke Zero a day, maybe even 2 liters and a half. Is this recommended? No. Probably is still a safe zone. I'm not really sure about that, but I will not recommend. And if you need to choose between Coke Zero and water, 100% water. But there are some periods of time where when we need to do some things for our future benefits, like when you lock in on doing your stuff, you need to sacrifice something. Well, in this period of time, you can use a bit more Coke Zero, for example. Instead of 1 can, you take 2 cans. That's okay. If it's just 1 month of trying to fix your diet, like 1 month when you will lose, I don't know, 3 kgs, that's fine. My goal right now is to have like other 40 days in my roadmap, apparently 40 days of weight loss is the final phase. I know that because I have a very low body fat, I'll struggle a lot. That's why I'm taking so much, so I will not recommend. But when you will go down with your body fat, your body will do anything, literally anything, in order to avoid you to reach these goals. This is the point. So we can trick our body in this way. And of course, like I said, it's just 1 month, it's just 40 days. And even though it's not recommended on the long term to take this amount of caffeine and Coke Zero, on the long term is not recommended, but in the short term we can use like a strategy, temporary strategy. I want to underline this temporary strategy in order to reach our target. So in 40 days I will reach my goal, and when I will reach my goal, what I will do? So at that point I will be very down. So what I can do is try to rest as much as possible, try to take more fruit and vegetables in order to have more volume, etc., and all this tricky stuff in order to mitigate the side effects of a diet, of a weight loss. Basically, when I will reach the target, so I will be in the minimum part, I will have lack of energy, etc. What you need to do? Well, reverse diet. Reverse diet means that you're still on a diet, but slowly you go up with the calories, and this is good in order to maintain the weight loss. But at the same time, what you do is just sending signals to your brain that you're not in danger. You're having more foods actually, but slowly. At the same time, you don't regain all the weight lost. This is the point. So let's say in 40 days, what I will do, what is the this strategy that I'm using. So I have like right now big amount of caffeine and Coke Zero. Okay, it's fine even if it's not fine. For example, I will reach my target on weight loss 40 days from now. Then at that point, in the meantime, I will focus a lot on the sleep, because even the lack of sleep when you feel tired, like I said, is another stimulus for the hunger and to make you eat more, remember. When I will reach that point, what I will do is increasing the calories, so the weight and the energy are increasing slowly. I will decrease the caffeine and Coke Zero to the point zero, basically. This is the point. It's like a strategy of up and down. Energy goes down, caffeine, Coke Zero can go up. When this goes down, so when the Coke Zero and caffeine goes down, you increase the calories. This is the point. And well, another thing that I said in Italian video, in this case I can do that because if you followed me in my journey, I had like 8-10 kgs to lose. That's it. And this can be done like in a few months, and actually split in 2 quarters. So what I did is like splitting in half. So you go like I don't know, 3-5 kgs in the first part, then you rise a bit, then again you go down. So the tendency, the line will be like this. So this is your actual starting point weight. You go down to this point, then you rise slightly just to make your body recover from the signals, and then you go down. So you split in 2 phases basically. And well, this is what I did. When I will reach the bottom part, so my target, I can go up and maintain with no caffeine, no Coke Zero. This is the point. But one thing that I realized is that in my case it was, let's say, quicker. But you can, if you need to lose like 10, 20, 30, 50 kgs, first of all, don't worry. It's just that you can't do in one time, because basically your body will react. This is not if your body will react. No, it will react because you're starving your body. So it's something that you need to keep in your mind. This will happen. So that's why you need to split in different phases. And that's why with our client, what we do is trying to manage and every period of time, we try to split and reverse in order to, on the long term, to reach the goals. Now, just because you will do in different time frames, basically, the same needs to be applied for this. So when you, for example, do the first period, you lose 5 kgs, you go down, increasing caffeine and Coke Zero. Well, in that phase, when you stop, when you have like a diet break, what you need to do is to decrease the caffeine amount and the Coke Zero amount to like a normal level. Then while you restart the second phase, you can reuse this strategy. And this strategy is very beneficial in order to make you achieve literally your goals with the least effort possible, because this is the point at the end of the day. Remember to be balanced. So there are some periods of ups, some periods of downs, but the point is keep being balanced and especially be realistic. You don't need to struggle a lot and you don't need to lose all at once, because what I say to my clients is, well, okay, maybe you need to lose 50 kgs. That's okay. But I want that you keep in mind one thing. In order to make you lose 50 kgs, how long have you been pushing your body to this condition? Exactly. This is the point. We spent like years in order to reach this point. We can't expect to do this in 3, 6, or just 12 months. Can happen? Yes. Is suggested? Absolutely not, because you will go towards like a huge struggle, huge fatigue, and very high chances to fail. So split them in 2, 3, 4 times, and slowly you can achieve your goals. With our clients, the target is normal half kg a week. Looks very small, isn't it? Half kg when you have to lose 50 kgs looks like a lot, but half kg a week means 26 kgs a year. Where will you be with 26 kgs less in 1 year? Yes, this is the point. Okay, maybe will not happen in 1 year. Doesn't matter. Even if you do in 1 year and a half, 2 years, 26 kgs are a lot. And slowly you will change your life. So be realistic. Do with your times. Don't compare yourself to others, and slowly you will achieve it. And well, if you need any help, any support, feel free to contact us. The link will be in the description, even though we are updating our offer in a different way. But the fitness and nutrition part is always there, because for me, health is a huge component, an essential component of life. So we always need to take care of our life. And this is even the way that I think about La Dolce Vita. In order to live a very nice and happy life, we need even to be healthy. And well, if you may need any help, just contact us and we will be happy to help you. And if you want to do on your own, well, you have good tips with my channel, so feel free to follow. But whenever you need some support, just ask. It's in your interest, so keep on going. I believe in you. I see you tomorrow.